G'day everybody, it's Max and welcome to GamrNewz for February of 2022. That's right. This is where we do the monthly update to talk about all the wonderful things that are going to kind of happen here in February of 2022 here on the channel. And of course, we want to talk about all kinds of things, like for example, all the Icarus stuff and all the DSP stuff and all the live streaming and all the wonderful things. But before we get into that, of course, we want to talk about today's background video. Both of these are shot live from the live streams. And of course, the first one you're seeing there is from Icarus. And that was the funniest 3 minutes of my whole Icarus career right there. So I had died, came down in a pod, crashed through the house in the middle of a lightning storm, tried to repair the house during the lightning storm, got hit by lightning, caught on fire, and died again. Yep, that was a thing. And the other video that you'll be seeing on the background there, of course, is from Dyson Sphere program Destiny Live, where, of course, we are going through the achievements. And when we did, of course, I was going through blueprinting blue and red science, and, of course, having my own issues around some of the blueprinting features, because everything just seems to have a good time knocking around somewhere. What can I tell you? It just kind of works out that way. Now, with that, let's get into the actual news itself. So, live schedules. I have actually come out with some sort of plan for doing live shows, and so basically that is going to be Thursdays and Sundays. Now, Thursdays, of course, is a work day. Again, this is not a full-time career for me. I have a job and things I got to take care of and worry about. And in fact, we're going to talk a little more about that towards the end of the news. But in this case, the Thursday schedule, of course, is going to be around 9 p.m. UCT time, or 4 p.m. Eastern, or 1 p.m. Pacific. And of course, that's because I need time to get home from work and to do things, and then of course can get everything set up and running. And with that is going to be pretty standard for Thursdays. And of course, they will rotate between whatever it is that I'm playing in the current. And so, of course, in this case, we're rotating in the Thursday between Icarus and Dyson Sphere program Destiny. Now, of course, that leaves Sunday, and Sunday is going to be 1 hour earlier at 8 p.m. UCT time, or 3 p.m. Eastern and 12 p.m. Pacific. Now, in this particular case, that's just because I have a little, obviously it's a Sunday, so I am not working on that day most times. And so in this particular case, we would have that time to be able to do a little extra. Now, I do have the option of trying to do a second live stream on Sundays, and if I was going to do that, it would be 6 hours later. So in this case, it would be at 9 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Pacific. Now, I wouldn't always be able to do that second live stream. That's going to be a hit or miss one, so there's no guarantee for that one. But if I can pull it off, sometimes there will be a second live stream on Sundays, and of course that will allow people there on the West Coast to sometimes catch me live, and of course get to hang out and see all the crazy things we get to do, especially in some of the craziness that we pull off. That's for sure. Now, of course, we want to next talk about CyberPunk 2077 and the finale. You betcha. So this week is CyberPunk 2077 finale. This will wrap up that entire series, which has gone on over the last year, 60 videos in total, and of course has been quite the adventure. Now, I actually really like CyberPunk 2077 as a game. I realized that some people, they had their disappointments, or and it had its bugs and whatever when it first came out, and all that stuff. But again, I came in with no expectations to the game, so I was perfectly fine with how the game was. Like I didn't have, I didn't run into a lot of the bugs that others did. And at the same time, I had no influence from any backstory or anything like that. So when I started playing, I just played. I played, and that's what I did. I look at Cyberpunk 2077 as almost like a No Man's Sky scenario where it got kind of released. It's a little bit loosey-goosey, but it kind of got better as time went on, and that was good. Now, one thing about the finale week is when they did come out with the 1.3.1 patch, though, it did seem to have some sort of weird conflict with OBS, and so I did try my best to get rid of video footage of the choppiness factor that you're going to see in this week's videos. But obviously some parts of the storyline we need to see in there to get around that. And so those parts of choppiness are still going to be in the videos. So there's not much I can do about that. It just seemed like certain action requirements or certain scenes OBS just wouldn't record them properly, and that's unfortunate. But in this particular case, I can't wait for another patch to come out to try and fix that or whatever. So it is what it is. I hope everybody enjoys the final wrap-up week of Cyberpunk 2077. And of course, it doesn't have a really big following on the channel, but that's all right. It wasn't there for the following. It was there for my play enjoyment, because again, I really like the game, and of course, I had a lot of fun playing it, and I would really love to play it again one day. I just, right now, with my schedule, that is definitely not going to happen. So, but anyway, we'll put that aside, and that, of course, is where we're going with that. Now, let's talk about Icarus and Icarus Live. So, of course, Icarus is what we've been playing literally since the December and January time frames, and it is still going strong. I mean, I love playing Icarus. It's the game I love, but have a really hard time recommending to people. It's the struggles of struggles. So of course we're gonna still be playing Icarus for probably about another month and a half. I have there's enough missions there that are for the next month or so. Definitely, me and Saul will be hanging out, doing the missions, doing the things, taking on more bear, because the river delta, it has more bear all the time. It's just crazy. And of course, the other thing we're going to be doing coming up this month is, of course, actually working on my outpost and actually building my building in my outpost, and we'll probably be doing some of that on the live streaming as well. So, of course, there's lots of Icarus and Icarus Live coming still. So now let's talk about DSP and DSP Destiny. You betcha. We have already achieved 16 achievements, including the one small step for mankind achievement, which of course was getting from the one planet to another in under an hour. And let me tell you, that was intense. That was intense. And I can imagine doing the 10-hour one will be just as intense. I mean, I know doing the there is no spoon achievement in Factorio is intense. That's, I mean, and again, I have done that one. In fact, my best time in that, for Factorio, the one spoon achievement is 5 hours and 15 minutes. So I am definitely no speed runner of it, but definitely, I do okay with it, right? And so in this particular case, we'll be basically taking that 1 hour achievement sometime later this year and turning it into the 10-hour achievement. That's for sure. But we've already got 16 achievements done, so that's actually pretty good. Almost 20%. There's 100 achievements. We're almost at 20% of the achievements done, and it's only been out. We've only started the series there a little over a week ago. So that's pretty crazy. So, of course, what do we got coming up with that? Of course, we've got the rest of the sciences coming up for the rest of this month. And then, of course, we got definitely the beginnings of a Dyson sphere started because we got 64 systems to populate, and we got a lot of stuff to do. So, we got some stuff. Now, I do want to mention here that you kind of have to play the game twice to kind of get all the achievements, and that's just because of how the achievements are aligned. There's a few achievements that kind of cross-play each other, and yes, I do realize that some of them achievements do kind of expire once you reach the end of the research tree or game completion, right? And in your research, and then you don't have to worry. Then you could switch those achievements over, and you could do the rest, right? So, like, let's talk about the fill achievement, right? So as long as you didn't use fill until you got to that part of the research tree, you would get that achievement, and then you could start using fill all you wanted, right? And that'd be great. So in this particular case, we're not going to worry about that too much. We're going to get to play this a couple of times because it's going to be going throughout the entire year, and I'm sure we'll have plenty of opportunities to have a second smaller game going on a little part later in the year, especially around, I would say around September-ish, around where we pick up some of these other achievements that we're not going to be able to get through this, what I would call the mega build series. And so we're going to be able to do that, no problem. So that is what's happening with Dyson Sphere Program Destiny. Still lots of episodes to come on that. I mean, we've got the whole year coming up. In fact, my concern is that I don't have enough time to get all 64 systems, because that's a big challenge. Now, of course, as with Icarus and the Dyson Sphere program, as these series kind of come to their conclusions, they'll be obviously winding down, or in the case of Dyson Sphere program, we will definitely be getting less videos out per week, right? So once you kind of have a lot of the things done, just to get the other systems done, we'll probably turn into like maybe a 1 to 2 video per week series. Right now, there's a lot to do, so of course it's got lots of videos coming out and doing all the things. But it will eventually come to a point where, okay, now I'm going off to System 42, and I got to settle that one. And so, plop, do the things, mine the stuff, start making a Dyson Sphere around it, and really you only need to see like, a weekly update series on that and how that's going. And then, of course, at the very end of the series, we come back for 5-6 videos, and we say, yeah, this is the entire thing, toward the whole system, and it's all kind of crazy. So, of course, until we get later into the springtime and all that stuff, let's now talk about things like schedules and work and all that stuff. So, of course, again, the current schedule will be, I'm going to be trying to post them on Mondays. And along with that, the schedule is going to be probably around a 5 video per week schedule, only because work is now really ramped up. Of course, things are, the environment continuously changes, and there's only so much time to play video games. And of course, with the new live schedules in play, this of course even plays more into that whole scheduling of the thing. So, I got to find time to do live schedule and live streaming, and of course at the same time record videos and make sure that we get everything recorded so as we have enough videos for the week. So that with that, you'll notice that on the schedule. Of course, with CyberPunk now wrapped up, one of my goals is to have Minecraft kind of completed off and wrap that series up, which of course will require probably the next 2 months of videos to kind of get through the rest of that, get down to the dragon, finish the game, do the whole 9 yards there. But there are still a few more experiments that we want to try in Minecraft, so I'm going to be coming along back to that, and we'll see about those over the next couple of months. And of course, work is work. We'll see how that goes. And my health is doing kind of okay at the moment. We're trying to keep things balanced and all the things, and trying not to push myself too hard, but we'll see how it goes. Thinking that February is probably straightforward. We've got the 2 games going, the 2 main games, and of course we'll be having a look as we get in. And there I am, I'm on fire again. Man, that was the craziest 3 minutes. That 3 minutes right there was just the craziest 3 minutes ever in Icarus. It was a really good time. So I hope to see everybody on a live stream somewhere. Of course, come hang out in Dyson Sphere program, Destiny, or of course come hang out in Icarus. And sometimes you get to catch me do silly, goofy things like, crash through my house and then get hit by lightning and burned by fire. Yeah, that's a thing that happens. And of course, I appreciate all the views. Be sure to subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and of course, clicky the likey button because, you know, YouTube likes that kind of thing, and I always appreciate it. I'm Max. This is Gamer News for February of 2022, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.